the the high flyers in this business need to stop doing this whole parkour style wrestling. It's fucking disgusting. I cannot tell you how many times I've watched a match between two high flyers, two guys who partake in parkour style wrestling, and just looking at it and saying, I just don't like this. I really don't. There have been times where I've watched a match and I'm like, oh man, like that spot was great. Like that was kind of interesting. There's a thin line for me. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. You know what I mean? And going back to the Jacob Moore Yukita match, the one spot that really kind of got me on the edge of my seat was the Hurricanrana spot from the middle rope. I thought that was a very clever spot, and it really seemed believable to me. That's a believable move. Now, there are a lot of other high flyers that perform very unrealistic spots, and I see that, and I'm tired of it because it makes no sense. It really does not make any sense. And the one thing that I will continue to push with my feelings on this is that the toll that you're putting on your bodies as a high flyer is detrimental. I cannot stress enough how much damage you are putting to your body every single time you botch. As a high flyer, the worst thing that you can do is botch because you are hurting yourself. Take example Jay Turner. Jay Turner, I'm very close to Jay Turner. I work close with him. But I'm tired of seeing him limp from the ring to the back, having to go to every single trainer and doctor to get him back into the shape that he needs to be. I hate that. And that's why I don't like this parkour style of wrestling. I don't. Because I've seen guys risk their lives for the fans for a cheap pop, and now they're in wheelchairs. And in some cases, some of those men don't even get to see the light of day. I can't express you enough that high fly wrestling needs to tone it down, because that cheap pop don't mean shit when you hit the hospital bed. Because those fans, they're going to look at you, and the only thing that they're going to mention about your whole career was, you remember that spot that he did where he jumped on the top rope and springboard to the outside, and he like fell on the apron, or he fell on his back, or he almost broke his hand. They're going to remember you for that. They're not going to remember you for any of the matches. I guarantee you, if you went up to a fan right now and said, hey, what's your favorite match, and can you tell me about the whole entire thing? They probably couldn't. They'll tell you about the one big spot and the finish. And that's where we're at now in wrestling. Is that we are obviously trying to get people to pop and talk about whatever finish that we're doing. So again, I'm not mad. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I'm just concerned. This is coming from someone who is always backstage, who enhances talent. When I get thrown a high flyer, I'm not particularly happy about it. And I make sure that I do everything in my power to know that they are going to get some opposite training. So in other cases, in storytelling purposes, if they're in a match with someone who's going to break their body down, they're going to have to do something else, because you're not going to risk your life over a big spot, especially for a hope spot. You're not. For a lot of the guys that, want to disagree with me, we can agree to disagree. I'm not going to change my outlook on high flying. I'm not. That parkour style wrestling is just not, it's not for me. I'm not going to change my opinion. You can sit there and you can defend it all you want, and that's your opinion. You have every right to express your opinion. But until then, high flyer, high flying wrestling, parkour style wrestling, whatever you want to call it, just not for it.